Hey yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Captain Blue. We are back with another video. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you are interested in what the boy is cooking. So let's get it. Today we are going to be looking at NZDJPY. As you can see, we are going to be doing top-down analysis on USDJPY, on NZDJPY, sorry. So as you can see, we are on H4, which is our 4 hours time frame. We can definitely see that the market was moving in an uptrend, and definitely we broke the trend, and then now we changed structure, you understand, meaning this is definitely what we are looking for, you understand, that's what we are looking for. So as you can see here, we have our high, our overall high here. We also have our overall low here. So it's good to start with marking your highs and your lows, you understand. So once you check the market, it's moving inside this high and this low here, meaning it hasn't it's ranging. As you can see, it hasn't like moved. It created a lot of liquidity, a lot of sell side liquidity, as you can see here. So definitely, if you can check here, we have our supply zone here. We have our supply zone. So let's just drag that supply zone to the right. You understand? So this is our supply zone. So we have marked our supply zone. As you can see, price created the supply zone. It went down and then it started ranging right below the supply zone. It started ranging below the supply zone, creating inducement and a lot of liquidity. And then after that, it went back, it mitigated the supply zone. So according to our strategy in how we analyze, once the market breaks below the supply zone after testing it, we are expecting the market to push to the downside, fetching whatever liquidity it's being created below here. You understand? So that's what we are expecting. So let's continue with our analysis. So if you can check, we have our supply zone there, and then definitely here we have our demand zone. We have our demand zone here. So let's just mark our demand zone and drag it to the right, just like that. And then we mark demand zone. So as you can see, this demand zone was never tested, you understand. This demand zone is still valid because the market hasn't tested this demand zone below here, you understand. So after that, we can definitely spot a break of structure here. This is our BOS to the upside. This is our BOS, you understand. It stands for break of structure. And then after that, we have liquidity resting on this high. We have a lot of liquidity resting on this high. So we're just gonna mark our BOS also there because the market also broke structure. You understand? It also broke structure. So let's mark our BOS also there. So if you can check, we have our liquidity areas here. You understand? This is our liquidity. We have liquidity being created here, meaning we have a lot of people who took buy positions exactly there. That's why liquidity is formed on that price, you understand, on that zone or on that level. So from here, as you can see, the market shot down and then it created a demand zone. It gave us an impulsive move to the upside, and then from here it started pushing to the downside, creating a low. After that, it pushed back to the upside. Instead of breaking the high, it came back, it took out the low. You understand? It took out this low, it gave us another break of structure below here, meaning this is an indication that the market might start changing character. You understand? So we can just mark it as our BOS. We can just mark it as our BOS. And then also here we have a liquidity area here, but definitely we will mark this zone as our second demand zone. You understand? Our liquidity is below that price. So as you know, based on our strategy, we are targeting liquidity. Whenever we take a trade, we are targeting where there is a lot of liquidity. You understand? And a lot of liquidity is being created exactly on this area here. You understand? It's created exactly on that area. So we can definitely see that the market also gave us another demand zone here. You understand? So if you can check, these three demand zones were never tested. You understand? These three demand zones were never tested. So we are waiting for the market to test those demand zones, and then from there we might also push back up. You understand? So if you can check, this is what we are looking at on H4, on our 4 hours time frame, meaning if price respects this supply zone, we might start pushing to the downside, reacting to this demand zone, and then from there we might also continue pushing to the upside, just like that. You understand? But also the market might just like do a little bit of retest and then continue pushing to the downside, fetching this liquidity that has been created here, and also test our first demand zone. And then after testing our first demand zone, that's where we might see price pushing to the upside. You understand? Just like that. So this is what we can also expect. You understand? Meaning you have to just monitor the setup. So if you can check here on this low, we also have liquidity here. We also have liquidity exactly here, right? We also have liquidity resting exactly there. You understand? We have liquidity resting exactly there. So that's our extreme point of interest. So since we have marked everything on our H4, that's where we can start moving from H4 to H1. You understand? On our time frame, and then we look at if we got confirmation or not. You understand? So if you can check on our H1, the market broke below that supply zone, meaning the market respected that supply zone. So also if you can check, we have a break of structure exactly here, an internal break of structure exactly here. So the market just broke structure exactly there, and then it tested this supply zone, and then after testing the supply zone, it's starting to push to the downside. It's starting to push to the downside, just like that. You understand? It's starting to push to the downside. It's starting to push to the downside. So as you can see, we are analyzing while price is moving. You understand? So this is what we are looking at. We have a small fair value gap here. We have a small FVG. You understand? FVG, that's our fair value gap. That's what we are targeting. So if price respects this supply zone, we are looking to take our entry exactly here. Once it breaks below, we are looking to take our entry exactly there, and then we target the liquidity that's resting above this demand zone. You understand? So this is what we are looking for this week. This is what we are looking at for this week. So we put our stop loss above that supply zone there. You understand? So, but we are still waiting just to get a little bit of extra confirmation. So this is what we are looking at on NZDJPY. You understand? This is what we are looking at on NZDJPY. So meaning make sure that you put what you just saw into practice. You understand? If you are interested in the strategy, make sure you start doing some research. We also have a Telegram channel where you can like get most of our setups. You understand? So definitely we have reached the end of today's session. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Let's see each other on the next video.